Hello and welcome back to Community Viewpoint. My name is Dr. Christopher Salute. I want to thank KPVM for having me on this wonderful show. Thank you to Mikey Rooney for producing. I have a really awesome guest on with us today, and her name is Karina Roman. Now, Karina Roman is the fashion and costume advisor for the Pahrump Valley High School Fashion Club, and I'd love her to tell us a little bit more about that. Now, Karina, I'm really bad with introductions. I'll remember that your favorite color is black, and I will forget what the heck you're doing here. So please feel free to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Karina Roman. I am the fashion and costume advisor for the high school. We developed a fashion design club that's not just tailored toward fashion design. We do costuming, interior design, fabrication, because a lot of our students want to get into puppetry making so that they can make their own walk-around characters, even stuffed animals, so emotional support animal, or like emotional support plushies. So we've been dabbling in a little bit of everything. We just recently did the club showcase to showcase what we've actually been doing this past year. They were focusing on their final projects. So I've been giving them and teaching them a little bit about the industry, just kind of letting them steer the direction of the club, because I want it to be about them and not about me. So
I love that. I love that. So, but let's get into you.
Yeah.
So, you know, I love to always figure out from folks how they got to Pahrump, you know, a little bit about themselves, and I find that Pahrump is just a very interesting magnet for weird and quirky folks. So, tell me how you got to Pahrump.
Actually, I moved here when I was 9. My dad came here for work. We used to live in Victorville, California. So I've been here for a long time. Graduated from PVHS, where we host the club. We actually host the club at the college, Great Basin. So if you guys ever want to come in, you can find us there. I've been in the fashion industry since I was 18. I worked behind the scenes running fashion shows, dressing the models. I then went into fashion design school, which also opened doors for me to work in theater. So I was dressing actors, performers. I then started to make costumes for these performers as well as headliners on the strip. I've been doing that for a little over 18 years. So I just kind of, you know, want to give back to the community in that way to help them, because Pahrump doesn't really have too much opportunities for the kids these days. So I wanted to make sure that if this is the avenue that they wanted to go in, this is how you would do it. I've worked in film. I was a set costumer. I have been a set costumer for over 5 years. So I literally dress your actors that you see on the screen. I help style the background on film. So it's a lot of information that I've gathered over the years that I want to share with everyone, whoever wants to be in the industry. So that's why I created this club. And hopefully in the summer, if any of your students or children want to learn about the industry and what it takes to be a fashion designer, I am hosting a workshop at Great Basin College starting May 12th. We're still TBD on the time frame, but you can find out the information at Great Basin College if anyone is interested. It is all ages, so don't be discouraged.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
I never have a cough on camera, but today I do. Well, that's awesome. We're excited to have you on campus, and I think that our young folks will really enjoy it. But it's for all ages, yes?
It's for all ages, yes.
Awesome. So, you know, we talked about the what, but like why? Why did you get into, what made you want to get into all the behind-the-scenes work in the entertainment world?
Well, I started in front of the camera. You probably can't tell that I'm extremely nervous right now. I'm not a fan of being in front of the camera.
Fair.
And I just loved dressing people. I could look at somebody and already know what size they are without having to ask questions. And my grandmother taught me how to sew when I was 5, and I've just took it from there. I would make my friends outfits growing up. I had a scrunchie line, would sell it to the bingo ladies. I mean, it was a thing, and I enjoyed it. So I've been doing alterations here in town for the locals. I mean, it's been a lot. I just felt like that's where I excelled the most, and I like being behind the scenes more than in front of the camera. So that's why I steered that route.
Very cool, very cool. So I, of course, get to see the Fashion and Design Club on campus doing their thing. But if somebody were to walk into that classroom, what would they expect? What could the young folks who want to join this club expect to be doing when they're there?
Okay, so I, first of all, always ask my students, what is it that brought them to the club? Because I kind of want to see what their viewpoint is and what they want to get out of it. So as far as myself, I want to teach them how to polish their sketches, build their patterns, learn basic sewing skills, learn how to thread a sewing machine if they've never done it before. I also bring my sewing machine so that they can practice if they wanted to in class, if they weren't working on something else. How to brand themselves, how to technically start their own business if they wanted to have something small on the side, or maybe take it for a huge wide scale and develop their own online business. So I want to give them opportunity to be their own boss and be creative and have a fun environment all at the same time.
I love that. Really, really cool. So you've got kind of two things going on here, right? You've got the fashion club and then these fashion workshops. So we'll start with the fashion club. If I want to join the fashion club as a young person, how do I find you and how do I join?
You can go to Miss Rebolt's class. She's in room 229, and you could sign up there. We do meet at room 107 at the Great Basin College at 2:30 to 4:30 on Mondays. And as far as, anyone can join as long as you're in high school. I won't turn anyone away. If you want to come test it out, see if it's for you, by all means, come and join. I don't force anyone, to stay in a club they don't feel confident in, because I will be dedicated for the club as long as you guys are dedicated to what we're doing. So I will never force anyone to have to be there. So
I love that. And I always see some materials out there. Are you fundraising for this? How is that working?
I've been funding most of it lately. I wanted them to focus more on their skill building at this moment in time. Next year is when we'll go ahead and get into the fundraising. We've built pillows, cute little heart crocheted keychains. Like, we're doing small things to get ready for next year, so that way we can hit it hard.
Love that, love that. And then how do we sign up for that workshop for Great Basin College?
For the workshop, if anyone is interested, please visit Great Basin College and you could sign up there. I'll have some sign-up sheets posted up with different time frames, just because I wanted to gauge the community to see who's interested, whether or not they want to do an earlier class or an evening class, and then kind of develop what time frame the classes would be.
Very, very cool. So we're coming up towards the end of our segment here, and this is always the question that I ask folks. So you've got a captive audience, the millions of viewers here in Pahrump.
Yes.
What is it that you want them to know about what you're doing here in the community?
Okay. I just want to give children opportunities, and those who ever thought about being part of the fashion industry or entertainment or film. If this is something you've always wanted to do and you felt like costuming was a way, or even fashion was a way for you to express yourself, and you wanted to build your own, come see me. I can help you. I've always wanted to give back to the community, especially considering I grew up here. There's not a lot out here for everyone, and I want to be one of the people to change that. I want to give people opportunities and show them how I did it, so that way they can do it as well. And just have the skill sets to succeed, because I jumped in it blind. and I learned along the way, but if you can go in knowing what you're doing, you're just going to succeed even more. So that's just what I'd like to do.
Love that. And I think it's a different time now where young folks are expected to know the whole job before they start the job.
Exactly.
And that's a really challenging place for a young person to be in, which is why I love what I do at the college. So that's really exciting. And you know, Karina Offset was telling me about some of the partnerships that she's building. Really, really exciting and fun stuff. And I've heard all about her great, wonderful experience. I mean, this is the person that you want to learn these things from, I feel like. But how many folks are in the club currently?
Currently, we have a good solid 9 students.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great. We have a few that come in and out from time to time, which is okay. You know, sometimes you like, I've been there, a little frustrated on the stuff that I work on and have to put it aside for a week or two and then come back to it. So I get it. The students are great. They're doing wonderful. I can't wait to see what their final projects looks like. We finished their, I guess you would say their mood boards and their spec sheets of what they're building currently. So we had that on display yesterday. So they got a little bit of hands-on talking to other students about what they were doing. So it was great.
That sounds incredible. So I want to thank you so much, and I think I may have should correct myself. It's Karina Roman?
Yes.
Oh, I've been mispronouncing it this whole time.
It's okay.
Thank you so much to the audience for watching Community Viewpoint here at KPVM. This is Dr. Christopher Salute. Thanks again to Mikey Rooney for producing. So Karina, we've got the last couple of seconds.
Yes.
Is there anything last minute that you'd like to let our audience know?
Now you're putting me on the spot.
You've spoken a lot.
I know. Feel free if you guys have any questions. My email address is atyourseams@gmail.com. And if you guys ever need any of my services, my website is atyourseams.com. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
It's right there on the screen for you. I'm so sorry. I'm a little nervous.
That's fine. That's fine. Again, thank you so much for watching. Again, thank you, Karina Roman, for everything that you do in our community.
Thank
Thanks
you
for being on our show today.
Thank you so much. It was great.
Bye, everyone.
You.
Hello. Welcome to Community Viewpoint. I'm not your regular host. John Pollock is out today. So I'm Debbie Woodland. And my guest today is Tamlin Taylor. And we're going to talk about last week's event, Earth Arbor Day, at the Bob Roode Center from 10 to 3. Tamlin is our new hostess with the mostest. She's taken over those duties. Did you want to talk about?
I can just start out by saying that we had a wonderful turnout. Over 200 people visited our different booths that we had, and I was particularly trying to get more youth involved, more children coming, and we accomplished that. So I'm real pleased with that. We had a children's story time that went pretty well, and we had the public library there, and they did a craft thing with kids. And some activities outdoors. Some of the newer vendors was the Pahrump Drum Circle, and also Rock and Gold Club were some of our newer people. But it looks like we have some pictures up. Maybe you can go through that.
Scroll through those pictures, and we can. Tamlin, I don't remember. This is U.S. Fish and Wildlife, I believe?
Correct.
Okay.
No, it was Ash Meadows, sorry.
Oh, was that Ash Meadows? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you see the tortoise?
Yeah.
That booth, didn't realize how blind I am. That one, I can't tell. Oh, that's Cooperative Extension.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Cooperative Extension.
Master Gardeners, yeah, they were there.
And 4-H, With that, we also had... Let's see, that is, oh my goodness, this is a quiz. I can't barely see what that is. How about you, Tamlin?
Right, I'm thinking it's one of the organizations that helps with our water quality. That could be Amargosa Conservancy, or it could be one of the other organizations that came to work with the water. This one's easier to see. This is the Indivisible Prickly Pears, and they were great. They volunteered to help with the food. We had Chicago-style hot dogs, we had smoothies, and chili and cornbread. and pretty much all of it was gone by the end of the day.
Let's see, our next picture is, oh, Clean Up Pahrump. There's Faith, and I'm not sure his name, but yeah, that's Clean Up Pahrump. They do a wonderful job. They just donate their time, and Faith told me one time they have like hundreds of volunteers that go out into the community and clean up trash. Also, let's talk about the Southern, Conservation District. They did water quality.
Okay, yeah, with the Southern Nye County Conservation District, that's the organization that funds the Earth Day, Arbor Day event. But we also were able to give out water quality testing to residents that have wells, and we got at least 15 people signed up to do that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that's wonderful to find out what's in your water, huh? Also to my group, Great Basin Water Co. was there. We did a plant raffle. Previous years we've done 5-gallon trees, but I'll tell you, I did have people over the years say, I really can't plant a 5-gallon tree. So right here with my little Great Basin lizard, I have one of the plants we were raffling was lantana, have upright rosemary for those culinary cooks. We have red hesperalo, and I did have gazanias, a real pretty flower, but those, everyone is who won on our raffle came in and picked those up. So I just have a few left that people need to pick up. But yeah, we had, it was a great turnout. Really enjoyed it.
And then with Nye Communities Coalition, I was able to raffle off a $50 gift certificate to Green Life Produce Farm Store. So I was really happy with that. Looks like we've got some more pictures up here. That's got to be the Chicago style hot dogs. John Klinke, he's cooking outdoors there. And what is this?
No, and then, no, that's John there too on the table. That's the long shot. Yeah. I know we were supposed to have Donna Lamb. I didn't see her.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling well, so she had to skip the event. So yeah, the pottery person.
In fact, right beside our table, we had National Rural Water Association, and somewhere you'll see a picture. Christopher Berkeley, I didn't get a picture of him, I'm sorry, but he had a water model, and it was a self-cleaning where he could put pollutants, dyes into the system, and it was self-cleaning, and that was something. He had a lot of people at his table. And then right beside him was Beck Environmental, and they also had a kind of a watershed model where you can, so people can understand that when it rains and pours and you put a little pollutants, fertilizers, or you're changing your oil in your vehicle, whatever, and it just shows how the pollutants travel down into our aquifer. So it's just, it just kind of makes you more aware of what you should be conscious of when you're doing activities, or you're spraying for insects, or even like just washing, putting chemicals, anything near your well or your water source, or and then we also, Dan Weeks from Nye County Water District, he was there answering questions in the middle. Because the county and the utilities are working on a source water protection. You'll be seeing that in upcoming, I believe, maybe this month or June at the BOCC meetings, talking about the importance of having companies come and build their structures next to wells. Because, depending on what it is, a glove factory or a medical facility. You don't want them right next to wells. And they also show, there's maps, and I did not bring it, I didn't put it up here, but they will be available for everybody, and they will be on the county's website next year. So it's just something to be aware of in planning, and the Regional Planning Commission.
So it's called the Water Source Protection Plan?
Water Source Protection Plan.
And I believe Beck Environmental also heavily involved with that project.
RCI is another one. In fact, they're doing all the GISing for us, but it will be available for everybody on Nye County's website next year. But yeah, it's a huge what do you call it, layered plan that we can be more cautious to where we're going to put businesses at that can make an impact on our water.
And I want to give a shout out to our local environmental groups like Friends of Discovery Park, the Master Gardeners, Pahrump Valley Garden Club. Who else?
You haven't even mentioned Nye County's coalition.
Nye County's coalition, yeah.
Yep.
So there was what I thought was pretty cool is we did have a lot of giveaways this time. So I had a good time giving away. That's called the Chop Chop magazine, and it's basically full of recipes, healthy eating recipes, that sort of thing. And then another thing that was really popular was something that you kneel on if you do gardening, and that was going really fast too. So it's always fun to give things away at these events. Another new person, her name is Shelly Oppen, and she had a booth that was all about horses. And she interacted with a lot of the people coming in that were concerned about the wild horses in the valley and things like that. And plus she also has a class she's going to do with continuing education there at Great Basin College. So she was a good addition this year. Maybe giving some more talk to, is it Cheryl Toko and the artist. They had a great room there, all set up, all kinds of art. And some things from the youth this year too, from Pahrump High School Student Council. So that was neat. Again, another way to get the youth involved.
Well, and extension, Scott Trotter, he teaches 4-H horticulture to the kids. I believe they still do their farmers market. They brought in a lot of plants, free seeds, and they do that every year. So. Yeah, that's just a great organization. But I was going to say we also, I thought there was, I'm just kind of mentally going down the aisles. Elena Smith. Oh, Elena Smith with Pahrump Valley Disposal.
Yep, can't forget her.
Yeah, no, that's it. She was there.
Helpful.
Yep. And Joe's Sanitation.
We had the Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue there for a little while. Got to meet some of those guys, so that was fun. What else? We had the tortoise, of course. Every year, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife people, they bring a live tortoise, so that's always fun.
Yeah, and I was just rolling around that room. I know we're probably missing somebody else, but. Valley Electric was there.
Oh yeah, they're there every year.
Was there, and they did as they said. They're wonderful. We were passing out bags because there was a lot of things that we were giving away free. But speaking of free, I just thought I'd put a little plug in for Great Basin Water Co. about our rebates. If you're in our service territory, we do offer rebates, and it's really difficult to getting those advertised. They are on our website, but a lot of people don't go to websites. We have credits. They credit your account for toilets, for flush-o-meter valves. That's more commercial. Urinals, commercial. Washing machines, bathroom faucets, shower heads, weather-based irrigation systems, salt cedar removals. So you can always email bewatersmart@greatbasinwaterco.com or call me or stop by the office, and we have the applications on our website.
And so don't forget about the Earth Day Arbor Day for 2026. It will probably come up right around the same time. I would guess the Saturday after Earth Day, which is about April 22nd every year. Most likely we'll be in the same place and bigger and better than ever.
Yeah. Right? And I want to thank Tamlin Taylor for helping me co-host the show for John Pollock for Community Viewpoint.
No problem.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Tamlin, for coming.
My pleasure.